Thank you for listening to the Pull It Back podcast. Now here are your hosts, Mike and Andy.
And welcome back to the Pull It Back podcast after a long delay.
Indeed.
We are back to talk about basically nothing. I mean, a bunch of mediocre topics, a bunch of very suspect references, minimal research, things like that.
Most of it's on YouTube.
Yeah, most of it's YouTube, Wikipedia, stuff like that. So that being said, starting this one off, because football season is already underway, I wanted to see how big the NFL really is. So, like I said, with minimal research, suspect references, I found out that the NFL is bigger than the English Premier League, soccer, Formula One, which is global. So you
Right.
think UEFA, European Football League. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I'm sure it's probably pretty big.
Soccer.
The NPB, which is Professional Japanese Baseball, which is huge over there in Japan.
Oh yeah, that's like they say America's pastime.
Mm-hmm.
Japan is all about some baseball.
Yes, they are. And also Continental Hockey League.
I've never heard of the Continental Hockey League.
I never have either, but it's the NFL is bigger than all of them combined.
Combined?
Combined.
Like in amount of viewers or...
Yeah, amount of viewers, market share, basically everything. It's just huge. So like
God,
I said...
I didn't think it would be bigger than Formula One or soccer.
Yeah,
Football,
English Premier
rather.
League, Formula One, European Football League, the Professional Japanese Baseball, and whatever the Continental Hockey League is, and it's bigger than all of those combined.
Damn.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind. People that watch football, it's bigger than all of those sports. So, if
so
you're one of
suck
those,
on that, Europe.
well, if you're one of those people that are like, no, I don't really watch football, get with the program, okay? Everybody else does it.
Well, and then you get the Europeans online and shit talking shit. But American football sucks.
Like,
You
no,
know, American
doesn't.
football. American football. You should just call it football. They talk shit, and it's like, no, it's hand egg. You don't even use your feet.
But you do use your feet, and it doesn't matter. We called it football a long time ago just because that's what we called it, and it's bigger than your football. So,
Eat shit, Trump 2020. I probably shouldn't have said that.
we're gonna get a lot of. We're gonna get at least 2 or 3 tweets.
Oh yeah, very angry
About that.
tweets from our 3, maybe dwindling 2 listeners.
Yeah, 2, maybe 3. 3 stretching it. So I also stumbled across another news article. Moving on from the NFL thing, they have this military flyboard. I don't know if you've seen it. It's basically a dude standing on a drone, and they spent a lot of money developing this, and
Right.
they came out and they said it's not useful on the battlefield, even if France might think otherwise.
Got him.
So France's government undertook, this is from Popular Mechanics, France's government undertook a weird publicity stunt this week with President Emmanuel Macron sharing a short video on social media of a soldier carrying a rifle while piloting a flyboard.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
You did?
Yeah, I saw that it was, kind of jabbing at the American military, the U.S. military, for talking shit. He's like,
Yeah, because
do you see we can fly around on the hoverboard as well? That was
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
like-
German. That was a terrible French accent.
that was more Russian than anything.
Yeah, it's fucking... I'm sorry.
But anyways, Macron tagged his post with words, "Proud of our army, modern and innovative." Yeah. So you just spent a lot of money for nothing because, innovation would be like, our F-35 fighter jet.
Didn't they just have a huge uprising of the yellow jackets or whatever they were called? Did you not see any? There's like huge fucking protests in France.
For what?
I think it was gas or something like that. You look it up. Look at the Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jacket, what, protests?
Of course, it was in French. They're, Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jacket protests.
Or Yellow Vest. Maybe it was Yellow Vest.
France. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it says Yellow Jacket.
Or Yellow Vest. Yellow Jacket.
It says Yellow Vests movement.
Yeah.
Hang on. Here's Yellow Jacket protesters and what they do. NBC News, a very trusted source.
Going straight to
who are
Wikipedia.
France's Yellow Jacket protesters and what do they want? The forgotten middle class has taken to the country streets. They feel like the political elite is forgetting about them. Oh, okay, I get it now. The people with the high visibility vests.
Yes.
So, okay, I get it. So basically, the working class.
Oh yeah, they were felt like, this is from Wikipedia again, one of those tenuous references we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
The movement is motivated by rising fuel prices and high cost of living. Claims that the disproportionate burden of government tax reforms were falling on the working and middle classes, which I'm not a geographical, savant or whatever you want to call it. Like, I have no idea what's really going on in France. I don't have enough time. But I saw a lot of articles pop up that I really passed over and didn't give a shit about. Because, France talks all kinds of shit about everybody else. And then they're like, oh, fuck, we got economic problems.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then, of course, there's this stupid fucking Twitter battle between several of the world leaders and our president, who's a fucking idiot, too, for doing it. It's like, just talking shit on Twitter, It's like,
yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're running world powers, and you're talking shit on Twitter.
Yeah, it's like some of the most powerful people in the world, and they have Twitter beef.
Like, you seriously don't have better things to do than run your fucking gourd on Twitter.
Well, apparently they have these things to do, where it says thousands of demonstrators known as Yellow Jackets, due to their fluorescent garb, descended into the streets across France over the weekend to protest planned tax hikes on gas. So yeah, you were saying it was gas. So basically, I guess France is talking about hiking up the taxes on natural gas and gasoline and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it says the rallies turned violent Saturday with blazes set on the world famous Champs-Élysées or whatever Avenue, while mass protesters waved the French flag. More than 100 people were arrested. Good Lord, man.
Yeah, and then of course you got that shit popping off in Hong Kong. These
these
people.
The big...
Yeah, man, they that might get ugly.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have cooled down because this was I think this was even weeks ago. But it was pretty serious. Like, they were looking at another Tiananmen Square type event.
Yeah, I know, where China was talking about. Well, because they just recently got Hong Kong back from the British.
Oh, right.
Because, the Britain had owned Hong Kong and basically built it to this big powerhouse that it is now. And then they just, I want to say it was a couple of years ago where they handed it back over to China. And it's big ceremonious thing, and then Hong Kong, I guess, China kind of stepped in and was just well, we're going to start doing this way and that way. And Hong Kong is just nah, man, we've been doing it this way and it's been working out just fine.
Yeah. It's insane.
This was a thing. I stumbled across this in France. An individual earning between $30,000 and $82,000 is taxed 30%. In the U.S., an individual earning $30,000 would pay 12%, and someone earning $82,000 would pay 22%. So that's quite a bit.
Yeah, man, that is
30% tax.
The geopolitical experts that are they have free healthcare in the European Union and this, that, and the other. I'm like, yes, but also they pay a fuckload of taxes. In a lot of countries, it's 40 or even up to 50% of your shit. I'm pretty sure I'm right. I know it's an exorbitant amount, 45%.
You're talking about Sweden and stuff?
Yeah.
Where they base
Denmark.
everything off of, it's like 60 to 70% tax.
That's fucking insane. And they, and then they're like, oh, Americans don't have, free healthcare and this, that, and the other. But like,
So
look,
we could.
like, I mean, yeah, it's a really nice idea, but Americans like the idea of taking home money, right?
Yeah,
and not giving
to
it
do what
all
we
to,
want with it.
Yeah, your fucking base salary. Everybody makes like $15 an hour or whatever, but I mean, the cost of living's got to be ridiculous in those countries, and the amount of money they pay for their social programs is fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
So they see
Well,
barely any of their money, but they get a lot of cool perks. Like, they can go to the hospital whenever.
Still, man. Yeah,
But if you need
it's like.
But if you need, like, sorry to keep interrupting you, but
No, you're good. You're good.
if they need an organ transplant or something like that, excuse me, yes, you're going to go into fucking pretty bad debt in the U.S., but you're going to have an organ.
Well, I mean, maybe not, because a big part of the American thing is that we pay so much money for healthcare, even though it's not even close to being the best. That's because there's no regulations on how much pharmaceutical companies, medical or Medicare companies charge. There's no regulation at all. So
I mean, I agree. It's absolutely fucking insane.
Well,
because,
look at that whole thing with the EpiPen.
Yeah.
The guy was like the inventor of it, or the guy who owns the company, whatever, hiked up the prices like 500% for no reason. There wasn't a shortage. There wasn't like a supply chain issue. Nothing. He just wanted to raise the prices because he could here. And if you go over to Europe and stuff like that, there's regulations. So it has to get passed through all these tests and government officials, and they say, all right, well, I think due to the information that you've given me, I think $9 per bottle of whatever pill this is realistic. So here, that same thing has no regulations. They bypass all of that, and they just launch it to market. As soon as it gets passed by the FDA, and they're like, yeah,
there you go.
It's not going to kill people right off the bat. And then they'll sell it for $30, $40, $50 a bottle, however much they think they can get out of it. And then that's why when you pay cash for medical stuff like pharmaceuticals, when you go up there and pay cash out of your own pocket, it's a lot cheaper, because if you go through the insurance, it's usually, what normally would be $20 would now be $50, $60, $70, $100 if they pay through the insurance, because they know they can charge whatever they want to the insurance company.
And the insurance company's steadily jacking up your rates and your deductibles and all that shit. So it's now, I never said the U.S. medical world is perfect by any means. There's a fucking it's terrible. Bar none, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's criminal.
It's absolutely criminal. And, the pharmaceutical companies are all tied in with this, that, and the other, and the doctors enjoy making a lot of money. But I kind of feel like, if you're in another country, the doctors are probably good. Don't get me wrong. And the medical health benefits are much better in European countries because they pay so much in taxes. But the doctors only get paid, a set amount of money. It's not like doctors over here in the U.S. that make fucking millions of dollars a year.
Exactly, and a big part of that is because they can charge the insurance companies whatever they want. So basically, say, I think I was talking, I don't remember who I was talking with, but it was somebody was telling me like, yeah, they went in and got X-rays done, and each X-ray scan that it does, I mean, I'm not talking about the whole machine. I know the machines are pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But the scan itself is like, I think 18 cents for that little piece of paper that it comes on, like cost. I mean,
Right.
So the hospital usually pays about 200% for profit. So what is that? Let's just round it up to 20 cents. What is that, 60 cents or something like that? 40 cents, I think. And then they charge like $800 for that. You know what I mean? And they're like, well, it's to cover the cost of this. You're like, yeah, but over the course of, maybe 50 people, that thing's already paid off of $800. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, if we were just to regulate that, we'd be much well off. I mean, we wouldn't need medical reform. We would just need you to stop the pharmaceutical companies and Medicare companies from charging so much damn money.
Right. Well, I mean, shit. I went to an urgent care clinic because I stabbed myself in the leg.
Yeah.
So I got literally, dude.
Idiot.
I got 3 fucking stitches. 3.
Mm-hmm.
The insurance paid the bulk of it, but do you know how much I still owe?
I'm guessing like it's got to be 4 figures.
$1,200
That's about as much as I was going to say.
for 3 fucking stitches, and the person who did it, I'm pretty sure she was a fucking physician's assistant.
Oh God.
And I was like, I mean,
They were practicing on you?
God help her. She was like, missed it. Oh, that one's a little too far out. Oh, better try that one again. I was like,
oh my God.
Wow.
It's like, luckily I didn't hit like
an artery.
One of those veins. Yeah, those arteries and stuff.
Now,
I'd be dying right now.
Granted, it was an urgent care in the smaller town that I live in. Mm-hmm. And God bless her, she did okay. Like, I didn't bleed out or anything like that. But I was like, good God, I got to think, I have to pay $1,200 to this company for this job. Like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. In any other setting, that would be absolutely fucking unacceptable.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's kind of the point of this whole. I mean, from what I've briefly read about with this Yellow Jacket thing, is you're like, say you pay $1,200 for this, 3 stitches, and it's not that it didn't take very long. What, maybe 20 minutes?
No, it took a long time because it was an urgent care clinic.
I'm not talking about the waiting part of it. I'm talking about the actual service that you received. It was maybe 20 minutes.
No, it was more like 30 or 40 minutes.
Okay, well,
but I mean, yeah.
So you have 20 to 30. Let's just say 30 minutes to take do 3 stitches, whatever kind of numbing shit they have to do to you.
Right.
But that's $1,200, and you think how far would $1,200 get you in like physical labor services?
Physical labor service? Shit.
You know what I mean?
Well, fuck, man. I mean, that's not. I mean, that's kind of about, a week or two's work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's.
So, I mean, like when they're talking about the middle class and stuff like that, you have these medical companies that are just raking people over the coals with this stuff, and then you have $1,200. Like, you could put up like a brand new fence around your house, basically.
Shit, I could buy a brand new fucking bow and put everything on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you could do a lot of stuff with $1,200, but to get 3 stitches, it just doesn't seem like it's worth it. Like, it has to be. Right. If it was more fair, I can understand that.
If it was like, hey, I spent 40 minutes doing this. You got 3 stitches. I get paid $20 an hour. Mm-hmm. I would think that would be more reasonable.
Plus the cost, like the actual cost. Let's just say to keep everything running and flowing, like even if you had it marked up 50%. You're making a little bit off of everything you do.
Right.
You get to pay your people. But I mean, I'm definitely not a financier by any means. But I'm just saying, like, there's a way to do it other than to just keep making all these, doctors and nurses and stuff like that. And the people that own the hospitals, the companies that own the hospitals, the companies that own all the pharmaceuticals and medical supplies.
Yes.
Billionaires and trillionaires,
It's absolutely fucking crazy. The for-profit medical world is,
Yeah, and you were saying that $1,200. You were saying that $1,200 is after your insurance paid for the bulk of it.
My insurance is paid for the bulk of it. Yes.
So then you got to think it's probably closer to $5,000.
Oh yeah, no, it's probably $2,500.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That's just ridiculous. If you're touching that much.
Listen, if I got a $2,500 bonus for Christmas, I would be jumping for joy.
Oh yeah,
I'd be like, "Oh shit, fuck yeah! Looks like we're getting a new TV, bitch."
These guys made $2,500. Exactly.
But I got
these guys made $2,500 for 12 or 30 minutes. That's stupid.
I mean, I paid that much money. Let's face it, I paid all of it because I paid the insurance. Chelsea gives the insurance company a lot of money out of her paycheck every month. Mm-hmm. So let's be honest, I have not used that insurance in the last almost 3 years.
Yeah.
So I know they got their side of it for sure. And
and
I'm going to have to. So basically, I paid $2,500 or however much it was.
Yeah,
I paid all of that.
You have to pay the premium,
Yeah.
or you have to pay the price hikes and stuff that they keep dropping on
And
everybody.
then
Because
the thing, I mean, I get it. You need to pay your bills. If you don't pay your medical bills, they take you to fucking collections and try to garnish your wages.
yeah,
How is this fair?
it's not fair.
It's fucked up. I mean, like, how did anybody think that this was cool to do like this? Like, if you're sitting there bleeding out and like, I'm going to charge him $2,500 to fix him up. And then if he can't pay because he was fucked up and can't, work.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, we need our money, so $2,500. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
People need to make money. Businesses need to make money to run. I understand. But it just seems like it's kind of shitty.
Yeah. It's like I said, like we were saying earlier, man, it's criminal. All these people get so much money, and you have, people that don't make that much money get screwed, and then they get, way overcharged for stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And it puts them in such a hole financially that they can't really dig themselves out of it, and then they're forced by the government to pay it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when you know they have too much power. It's like, dude, I pay probably, in somebody's lifetime, like a normal working class person, they probably, I mean, realistically, like half of all their wages would go to medical shit. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. In certain cases, God forbid you get cancer, you're fucked.
Yeah, I know.
Like, even if
Yeah, I
you
know.
survive, you're fucked.
Yeah. You're
That's
gonna have,
that's the fallacy with the American healthcare system. Is you could be completely cured, but you're financially fucked. Like, Jesus Christ, you could be millions of dollars in debt in certain cases. That's a huge house. That's life-changing money. If somebody handed you $1 million, I could pay off my house, I could pay off my car, all of my student loans. I would be completely debt-free and have a lot of money left.
yeah. But you had to pay that because of no fault of your own. You know what I mean?
Well, and who knows? Maybe, did you smoke cigarettes? Well,
Yeah.
now you don't have insurance because you
Yeah,
smoked.
insurance just dropped you. Yep. Even though you've been paying, for 12 years, like consistently $300 a month or more. And you're just like,
Sorry.
what else am I supposed to do? And then $300 a month is for cheap insurance.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You know what I mean?
Oh, no. I mean, the company I worked for, it would have been half my check. Like, if I would have known that was going to be my benefits package, I probably wouldn't have taken the job. I would have kept looking for another job.
Yeah, I would have told him to stuff it.
But luckily, my wife's job has excellent benefits, so we're covered there.
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the good things about my current job too, is that we have. I mean, originally we didn't. We had pretty terrible benefits. When I was talking, like, just by myself would be like $300 a month.
Oh yeah, same here.
But now it's a lot cheaper and a lot better. So I'm like, all right, because the company paid in more, but it's just like that shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't be the case where the company has to pay more for insurance. It should be the insurance companies need to chill the fuck out.
Right.
And we're not even the insurance company. It's not even their fault. It's the medical companies that are just like, we're going to charge whatever the hell we want for trivial things.
Right.
It's like if we put regulation on stuff like that, I think it'd fix a lot of problems in the medical field.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Easy. All right. Well, we've been talking about medical stuff for like 30 minutes.
We got way off in the weeds.
Yeah, we were not really. We were talking about taxes, and then it kind of all boils down to that.
But first we were talking about Hong Kong and fucking riots and shit.
Yeah, but, things happen.
Yeah, it's just, that's how we segue.
I have let me see. All right, let's take a quick break, man.
All right.
I gotta pee. I'm
Gotta
sorry.
pee so fucking bad.
All right. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Pull It Back podcast. So now that we have drained the lizard, or whatever you kids say nowadays,
Pissing.
I wanted to follow up with one of these topics that I had saved for a long time. It's all these stupid startups. Have you seen? I mean, it's like there's one 2, 3, like every single day there's some kind of new startup, and it's just it's ridiculous.
What is that?
There's a
what is
huge
that
influx of
thing
them.
that you can GoFundMe? That's what it is.
GoFundMe, Kickstarter is a big one.
Yeah.
So I thought some of them are really stupid. So I found a few of them that may be the dumbest. Everything has really been invented that needed to be. So, I mean, what else is there beyond this point? And I found the turtleneck pillow, and the turtle part is spelled TRTL. So it's basically, it's like this. You ever seen those neck braces when somebody gets in an accident or something like that?
Yeah.
It's basically like that. That's all it is. It's basically a neck brace that you wear that you can sleep when you're sitting up, like on trips and stuff like that on the plane.
Well, I bought in wholeheartedly to this thing called a neck hammock.
Mm-hmm.
All it is a piece of cloth with some like little pads in it, and you attach it to the wall, and you put your head in it, and it stretches out your neck. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan.
So,
Chelsea got me one for my birthday, so I was so fucking happy about that one.
It's called a neck hammock?
Yeah, neck hammock. They're fucking awesome.
Oh, my God.
We're not sponsored by
still,
them.
I mean, this is the turtleneck pillow thing just had me laughing. Because, I don't know if you know, if it happens to you, but if you scroll down Instagram, it's just a bunch of startups left and right, like for advertisings and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, these guys, the turtleneck pillow had made me laugh a little bit. So,
that is really dumb.
Yeah, it's one of the dumbest. And then I just had this thought. Remember when we were kids and we went on field trips?
Oh yeah.
What happened to that?
Oh, my kid's going on a field trip this week.
They still do that?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Huh. I just didn't know if they still did that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
We went to historical sites and farms and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
I
got some appreciation.
I remember when I went in middle school, we went to this like old like settlers village. It's somewhere
like Ghost Town
in
and stuff
Central
like that.
Texas. Yeah, went out there and saw how the Pilgrims lived and shit. It's like,
yeah, that was cool.
It was cool.
I mean, I remember one time when we went out. I think this was still in Montana though. We went out and milked a goat. It was gross at the time, but I mean, knowing a farmer did that every day, all day, and was a pro at it, made me appreciate why Grandma always forced me to drink all my milk.
Dude, for sure. Well, one of my field trips, we just went to the bowling alley.
Nice. Did y'all bowl, or did you just go?
No, for sure. We
watch people.
We definitely bowled.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, you know what? I don't think they do that anymore.
For sure they do. Isabella, man, they've gone to some pretty cool places. They went to the Kentucky Science Center, which who knew Kentucky has science? But it's like, it's like this cool building downtown, and they got like several different levels. It actually shows the levels, actual fetuses, like for the different stages of birth or gestation and shit. It's pretty cool.
Neat.
Yeah, and they put
I'm
on
glad
this
they
little
still
show.
do that.
Yeah, man, it's pretty chill.
Kids still doing the thing.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we've gone on just a bit of a tangent, I want to go back and start talking about cars with our segment called Road Noise.
Road Noise.
All right. I stumbled across this article how BMW started charging people for Apple CarPlay support.
What?
Yeah. So, all right, this was the ridiculous part about it. So Apple, if you don't know, Apple CarPlay is like where you plug your iPhone into the car and then like basically has like a dashboard that has a bunch of your apps that you can use like on your little screen in your car.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty intuitive. It can read your text messages. You can do voice to text, use the Siri, maps, shit like that.
Yeah, I got it in my 18 Sonata.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it came with
so,
it.
I mean, yeah,
it's cool. It's really cool. Sometimes it fucking sucks though.
Well, I mean, it's like a nice thing that most cars nowadays support it, right?
Right.
BMW is one of the only car companies that actually charge for the support, and it's $80 a year.
That's rude.
Yeah, that's an Amazon Prime membership.
Jesus.
Or you could pay $300 a lifetime, or excuse me, $300 for lifetime access. So every other car manufacturer includes Apple CarPlay with the purchase of the vehicle. So BMW is literally squeezing you for every penny.
Damn.
So that being said, buy an Audi. But if you do buy an Audi, don't tailgate people like all the other Audi drivers do.
Audi drivers love them some cutting in and out of traffic.
Yes, they do. They like tailgating. They like flashing their brights. They're just always in a hurry.
Yeah, I don't know what their hurry is. Have you seen the new Lincoln Aviator? It's got like 490 horsepower.
Yeah, I saw a commercial with...
Matthew McConaughey.
Yes, him. He was talking very gently about this new car.
In this smoke with a bunch of other cars running around. Looks like they're doing donuts. But I'm going to get out of here real quick. All right.
That's bang on. But yeah, I saw like a quick video of it during a commercial. But other than that, I know nothing about it.
Yeah,
I know it looks very similar to the current one.
In that same commercial, it's talking about performance and this, that, and the other. And apparently the new Lincoln Aviator's got like 490 horsepower.
Yeah, I saw that. That was like one of the main talking points. It said 494 horsepower up in the right-hand quarter. I was like, ugh.
I'm still having a hard time wrapping my mind around the new C8.
The Corvette?
Yeah. It's like how it's like how they think that human civilization was kind of created and molded by extraterrestrials,
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like GM was handed like this map from outer space or something, and they were like, this is the car of the future, and they were like, oh my god, and they just made this map.
Yeah.
They created this new car from this alien map, and they were like, fuck, we could have never figured this out if we didn't have intervention like this. And that's how we got to C8. That's
probably
factual evidence. I got it from YouTube.
I think what they probably did was just get a designer from Ferrari to help them out.
Oh yeah, they did do that.
Which is what happened.
Yeah, they did do that.
Yes, they did. I don't know how they made it. I don't know how they made this car under $60,000 though.
That's the most impressive part about the whole damn thing. Well, other than they may not roll them out ever because GM is having such huge fucking strikes with the Auto Workers Association.
Oh yeah,
their auto union. Yeah, GM is just like announcing like hundreds of jobs are going to be gone because of, and then they decided to go on strike because their wages sucked.
Yeah.
So
the
union has its moments where they defend their people, but
well, yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I like unions in a way.
Well, I agree and I disagree because our sister's boyfriend works for UPS, and he talks about he's non-union, and he talks about how the union, like he all he can do is roll up, say, "Yep, this is broken. We got to get a union guy to fix it." Like he can't fix it because it's taking away union labor.
Yeah.
On the other hand, yes, that's job security, blah blah blah. On the other hand of it, if you're a union member, you can just be a huge piece of shit
and be stuck working.
Right, you're stuck with them because you can't.
Yeah.
You can't reprimand them, you can't fire them, or they'll file a grievance, and 9 times out of 10 they'll win.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like I could go in there and just be a total shithead, and if I show up, I'm good. That's all I got to do is show up. I don't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like really, like maybe make it look like I'm halfway busy, but it's fucking insane. But I agree, it has its place.
It does have its benefits, especially giving a little bit more power to the worker and whatnot instead of having all the power on the other end. Right.
No, I agree with. See, that's what I like about the union portion of it, because maybe if it was based on merit and the quality of your work and how reliable, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
If they were like, yeah, you can remain a union personnel as long as you uphold these standards. And the company should be able to say, no, this guy is fucked off at work. There's multiple documentations of him doing so. And the union be like, look, man, you're fucking out. If they were more critical on a case-by-case basis of their workers, then I'm pretty sure they would be more widely used.
Now, can the union fire another union worker, like kick him out of the union or something?
I think they're the only people that can actually terminate a union worker is the union.
Huh.
And 9 times out of 10, if you're paying your union dues, I think, now this is, one of those just thought of arguments that we're so known for.
Yeah.
Definitely researched fully.
On Wikipedia.
But I think if the union gets involved is the only way that they let a union member go. But because the company just uses the union members. And they pay them.
They sign a contract with them.
Yeah, I think they pay the union X dollars, and that's what the union goes in and negotiates. And if they don't like it, they go on strike, and the company doesn't have any fucking workers.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a putting the company in a chokehold, and they're like, fuck, I guess we got to pay them more. Then the price of their product goes up because their union workers assholes. But at least they're getting their money because, people who make our shit need to get paid.
Well, the messed up thing is that the union workers ask for more money, which is not anything out of left field or anything. It's just like the top brass at GM and all these other companies, including Ford and all those big automakers,
right?
They don't want to take a pay cut at the top because they want to keep the B in front of their illions, so they want to just make cuts at the bottom. So we're like, well, we don't want to pay you this much. We're just going to see how much they'll take. And instead of just taking that pay cut and keeping the price of their vehicles the same, they hike up the price of the vehicles to pay for the union. It's like
right, and that's what kind of sucks about unions, is they really don't base the quality of their workers on their character or their job ethics, anything like that. It's just, oh, well, you're in the union. So, and typically, and don't get me wrong, typically speaking, union workers make a pretty decent living.
Yeah, they should.
They have great benefits. They get paid well from these companies, but if they don't want to hike their pay up, they're just like, well, guess we're going on strike. Totally fuck everybody else that's not in a union. Yeah. Anybody who's not in a union gets fucked by the union when they don't do their shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same token, I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
If I'm busting my ass, getting my fingers caught in machines and shit, I need to be paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like I only got 7 digits left. All right. So yeah, I'm pro union. Anyways, I think it's a good thing in some ways. It does have its downsides, but just me being me and me just totally hating CEOs and companies and whatnot.
I mean, I get it.
Like,
yeah,
more power to the people, bruh.
For sure, I get it.
But anyways, I'm just going to move on. So I saw a bunch of reviews and articles and stuff about the new 2019 Ford Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
They're calling it a game changer.
Really?
I guess. So I saw when I was seeing all these headlines and stuff saying that the new 2019 Ford Ranger is game changer. It really isn't. It's brand new to America, yes, but
it's been
the
around
frame design, the frame, the design, the interior, everything is almost 10 years old.
Well, yeah, they had it in Europe and in South America, and it performed well, from what I understand. Mm-hmm. Really well.
Yeah, it's good.
It sells well down there and over there.
But to say that it's a game changer,
I mean,
the
thing is,
no, it's not.
I agree, and this is why Colorado looks better. It does. The options look way, way better. Have you seen like that one special edition with the roll bar and it comes back?
Yes, I've seen it.
Fucking
it looks good.
It looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And
even the new Ranger Raptor looks good, but it still doesn't look as good as that. It just doesn't.
It doesn't. I hate to say I thought about it. I was like, I would rather have a Tacoma and spend more money because the Tacomas look better. They're way more capable. They have a better engine. However, there's going to be a diesel in the Ranger. That might be a game changer.
Now,
but there's already a diesel in the Colorado, but they don't sell a lot of them.
Well, I mean, I got to disagree with you on the part where the the powertrain on the Tacoma is better because the EcoBoost 4-cylinder, really that's the only thing they changed. They made very, very minimal changes from the global market to the U.S. market with the Ranger.
Right.
It has exactly the same looks, same underbody, same interior, same everything. The only thing we get here that's unique is the EcoBoost 4-cylinder with the 10-speed automatic. So, I mean, that's not a game changer. I mean, maybe the next Ranger, the one that we put on our Instagram, the 2021 Ranger.
Sure. That
one might be, but, I mean, not this one. And to say, because I've looked into it, the Tacoma has a good V6. You know, it's
solid,
bulletproof.
it's tried and true.
But I think that 4-cylinder EcoBoost is really good, especially with that 10-speed automatic. It's got a lot of lower range torque. I think the TRD Pro for the Toyota Tacoma, I think that was really, really good.
It's very expensive, though.
It is extremely expensive, but it holds its value more than better than any other vehicle on the road.
Exactly. Go look at a 2015 Tacoma with anything. Mm-hmm. You're not going to spend less than $20,000.
Yeah, it holds its value better than Jeeps.
I would debate you on that, but they definitely. But the thing is, that's one of the reasons. That's the factor in buying a small truck. The best small truck, bar none, is the Tacoma.
It is.
It looks better than anything out there. It has the best packages. Yes, it's expensive, but it is a very, very capable truck.
Yes, and another big thing with the Tacoma is that there was a lot of people that complained and saying all these other new small trucks have all these cool features like Apple CarPlay.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Android Auto. They have LED headlights. They even have, because the Tacoma, even at the highest trim level, which is well over $40,000, still didn't have power seats. And people were like, "Why doesn't it have power seats?" And I'm like, when I look back at it, I'm like, Honestly, I'd rather not have power seats.
I agree and I disagree. I like power seats, but I could honestly get used to manual seats. However, at that much money, I could go buy a full-size truck, get it a little bit decked out, and get heated and cooled seats.
Yes. I know you could.
So there's a lot of give and take here, but I know the Tacoma is very good. Would I spend the money on it? Probably not, because I would want a full size truck for something like that.
If you're going to spend that kind of money, I'd buy a full size truck. I mean, it's not a bad investment. It's a good car. I mean, it's got plenty of power. It's good for off road, but it's not like
No, I mean, honestly, tell yourself how much are you going to take this off road? Because they're good off road trucks. They can't haul that much. Mm-hmm. You could turn around. I mean, the highest package, the TRD Pro 4Runner, or what is it, SR something?
No, the SR5 is a sport one.
Pro Runner.
The Pro Runner.
The TRD package, Pro Runner, blah, blah, blah. That's like a $45,000 truck.
Yeah.
You could get a Ram Rebel for that.
I mean, I guess you could.
Yeah, I've looked at it. You could get a pretty well-equipped Ram Rebel for the same price as a Tacoma, decked out.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, anyways, so our final say on that one is Ford Ranger is not game-changing. It's a good truck, but the Toyota Tacoma is better. So I was going to say the last little thing on here is that I heard someone say exactly why like these Tesla companies and new startup car manufacturers are so well loved, because the old car manufacturers are boring and have no aspiration with design or really have not a lot to lose, I guess. Like, look how quick Kia and Hyundai changed because they had nothing to lose.
Right.
And I mean, like they were at the bottom of the barrel. They were the disposable cameras of cars. And now they're up there with the big dogs, and these big companies have no enthusiasm for the future or what comes next. So, to take the leap of faith into something game-changing, all cars now have a steering wheel, basic, cheap, infotainment, gear shifter. Everything all looks the same cheap-ass plastic. And, you go and look at a Tesla, and it's like, the design is just like some of those concept cars you would see 5 years ago.
Right. I mean, it's like nothing else. The Teslas look outstanding, but I'm like, you're spending a lot of money for a car that's not as good as a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah.
Which I could get for $14,000 loaded.
Yeah, and a Tesla.
And
a Tesla Model 3, which is the cheap one, is $30,000.
$30,000. Yeah, yes, let's go with that. You get the Model 3, $30,000.
Basic.
You'll end up spending probably almost $40,000 by the time you deck it out with everything you want.
Yeah.
I'm still down here in 14, 15. Let's talk about the Fiesta ST. That's like 16,000. I think 15.
I think it's closer to 20.
No, because I think the ST was closer to 20. Yeah, but the Fiesta ST, which I test drove, I liked it. It was a great car. I think it was about 16 or 17. I have got to piss so bad.
Let's take another quick break then.
All right.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Pull It Back podcast. So go ahead and finish your thing.
Sorry, had to really piss. But anyway, the what is
Ford
it?
Fiesta.
The Tesla Model B and the Fiesta. The Fiesta is better because you could get the fast version, the Fiesta ST, for under $15,000, way under, like $14,200. The Model B, you're going to spend between $30,000 and $35,000 to equip it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get as much
but it
rain.
also has self-driving.
That's cool.
Awesome.
You get a 6-speed manual transmission in the ST, which is more fun.
I'd rather go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds.
Yeah, but I guess I'll see you in the next state after you're done charging your shit. Because I'm going to go right past.
Range.
I'm going to keep going right past you because the Fiesta ST gets great gas mileage.
True.
And it lasts a lot longer. So you could spend literally twice the money and get something that's not going to last as long on the road. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's more comfortable and this, that, and the other. Good luck finding a charging station. Maybe where you're at. But if you're on the highway, good luck.
Plug it into a hotel.
Well, if they have the little docks.
You can just plug it into a wall. It'll take like 80 hours, but...
But I'm saying 20 minutes at a gas station getting some snacks into my Fiesta ST. My whole family can fit in it, and I'm done.
We can get 80% charge at a supercharger in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes?
It's not bad.
I mean, that's me fucking off. That's me going in there and taking a piss, looking for some drinks, snacks. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm saying if I really
enjoying the scenery around the truck stop.
Yeah, if I'm ready to go and want to stop for 2 minutes, it literally takes 2-3 minutes to fill up.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, so the final thing we wanted to talk about was the flavor ban for vapes. So off mic, we were talking about this a little bit, and so apparently Donald Trump came out and was like, we want to ban flavored vapes and blah blah blah, and we were saying that prohibition never works. No matter what you do, no matter what you prohibit, it's not going to work. They will always find a way to get it into the system. So it's either you just let it happen, legalize it, or you ban it, and it's just going to come in through the black market where it's completely unregulated. And that's where the biggest problems come in, and that's why people see the same thing with like marijuana, and that's where most of this issue stems from, is the black market THC cartridges that kids were smoking, which is illegal. Mm-hmm.
So in most places, anyway, if you're underage and smoking this shit, you're fucking stupid, first of all.
We have laws in place in order to stop kids, because that's the whole argument. Is kids.
Well,
and
that's where a lot of this shit came from. People don't realize that most of this shit came from the underground THC cartridges. People were just cutting it with that vitamin E acetate bullshit. Mm-hmm. They don't read into it, and they're just like, "Oh, vaping is bad." But if you were a logical human being and you said, "Okay, 500 cases versus literally hundreds of thousands of people that die from cigarette-related illness, and only
480,000 die every year,
right? Versus
from cigarette smoke.
I mean, there's been people that died, I think, right?
3.
3. And
In the past 5 years.
And one of those people was a person that had previous health issues.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
They always forget to mention that, or they bury that part of the facts way deep into the article where people
most
don't read
people
it.
don't read. Most people won't read that.
They'll read the first paragraph, take what they have in the first paragraph, and then call it good. They don't read the whole thing. They don't. They have this idea in their head. They look for affirmation in the first paragraph or the headline, and once they get it, they're like, "That's all I need to know. I'm right."
Right. And that's kind of what's fucked up is, that's how most news is. Yes, they may have a really good factual story, but they bury the shit so deep that most people only read the first little bit of it and get the information they need that they think is right, and they're done with it. They don't read the rest of it.
And it's like, we were just reading the stats, and it was like, 1,300 people every day die from cigarette smoke.
Tobacco-related death.
Yeah, that's including like secondhand
smoke,
which vapes don't have. They don't, they don't turn your window. What are those things called? Those little curtains, I guess. They don't turn your curtains
your
yellow.
Blinds, yeah, your blinds.
Your window curtains. They don't turn your window curtains yellow. They don't turn your your teeth yellow. They don't turn your fingernails yellow. They don't cause pneumonia. They don't cause lung infections, sinus infections, all stuff like that. They don't cause. Nothing's actually burning, so you don't have ash. I don't get it. It's like without the flavors that they had, I'd probably still be smoking cigarettes.
Right, I completely agree. Or
because I tried,
I'd be dip and chew. But I'm saying, like, for one, the people who are doing this are not legal to purchase these things.
Exactly.
So how can you even find this credible? The people who are doing it, it attracts young people. Well, cigarettes have always attracted young people. Isn't that why you stopped having cigarette commercials?
Well, that
cigarette ads in the magazines.
Exactly. Well, the whole we need to stop doing this flavor thing because it's attracting young kids. So it's like, all right, well, if that's the case, then you need to do it across the board, right? Including alcohol. No more wine coolers because that attracts kids. No more whipped cream flavored vodka because that attracts kids.
Right.
No more raspberry bam or jam of freaking beer or liqueur or anything like that because that attracts kids.
Absolutely.
So if you want to use that argument, you gotta ban all that shit too.
No, 100%. And it's the same with marijuana.
Like, alcohol kills a hell of a lot more people than vaping does.
Well, no shit. And it's the same thing with pot. There's all this bullshit going on with that.
Mm-hmm.
And, we can have CBD, but you can't have the psychoactive part of it because it's bad. And it's like, well, it's literally the same thing as alcohol. Why not ban alcohol? Because there's a lot of deaths related to alcohol, but very few related to marijuana.
Yeah.
So it's like, your argument is not very good.
This whole thing just smells, just reeks of the tobacco industry having something to do with it.
And I really deeply think that's what it is. I think the tobacco industry is making these cases come to light because they're honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it's terrible that it happened to those people, but in the grand scheme of things, it's negligible compared to the amount of people it has benefited.
Yeah, and this is a perfect example of, the vocal minority having the final say in what happens to the majority.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, you have all these people dying from cigarette smoke, but they keep their mouths shut. We all know what happens. We just don't say anything. You know what I mean? Like, there's no news articles in it because they've already ran that into the ground. Everybody already knows it. But when it comes to vaping, because it's new, people are like, the very few people, I mean, any more than one is terrible. Don't get me wrong. But the few people that have had issues from vaping, which I think 99% of them had prior issues. Because
definitely there was definitely cases of them having prior health issues. 100%. Mm-hmm. One of the people that died had existing issues with health. And the other problem with it was these people weren't actually vaping propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin like 99% in flavoring, like 99% of the other vapors do. They were inhaling the vitamin E acetate cut with THC.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the big problem was, where the people that got really bad lung infections were most of it. That's where most of these numbers are coming from. I'm sure some of them come from vape. But the UK's version of our FDA said it's 95% safer than cigarettes.
Yes. Well, our own FDA said that too at one point. Now they're backpedaling because I'm sure because
capitulating.
It is well known that the tobacco industry buys into politicians. So it just reeks of it. It reeks of it badly because you know what happened? It smells just like the prohibition of alcohol. In the 20s, I think it was.
Yeah, the roaring 20s. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and look at all the money that was spent policing illegal liquor.
Yeah.
The mobs were formed.
Mm-hmm.
The Italian mafias were deep into this shit, and that's how they got all kinds of notoriety and money.
Power. I mean, it's like, and then they started buying politicians.
Yeah, and these crime bosses, they were running liquor. Some drugs, but mostly liquor.
Yeah. Because that
and
was
then
the
they
money.
were like, fuck it. Prohibition's stupid. So why the fuck can't they get that through their heads today?
Because
like,
somebody
they
decided
understood
to give
it
them a
back
check for
then.
$1 million. They're like, here's $1 million check. How about you just say you ban this stuff so people will come back to cigarettes? Because now we got these 16-year-olds that are vaping on these Juuls or whatever.
And now they're going to come over
addicted to
here
nicotine,
to cigarettes.
And you ban these flavors, they're not going to want to vape that nasty, just regular vape because it tastes weird. So they just, they'll just come back to cigarettes. So they can get their nicotine fix.
Right. I mean, a cigarette tastes better. It's the real deal. I mean, if you got to vape nicotine anyway, here's this.
Yep. Or it'll get them on chew and gum or whatever, and it's like...
Well, it's like you said. You would have continued smoking had they
I
not
probably
been
would
flavored.
Because I tried quitting, and I did quit for like 6 months, and then basically, I wouldn't say... Well, yeah. Basically relapsed into smoking cigarettes again.
Yeah.
Because, it's like the most addictive substance on the planet. Other than caffeine.
Definitely. I mean, I've had some pretty stressful issues going on right now, so I've fallen back into smoking. It makes me feel better, but I guarantee I can quit.
Because I get a vape.
Yeah, 100%.
Having that option of because it's not just the nicotine, man. That's what people don't understand. It's not just nicotine. It's the overall habit of doing it. You know what I mean?
The process. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the inhale. It's the feeling, that throat hit that most people have that they miss. And then it's the exhale of seeing that. Yeah, it's the whole thing. It's the habitual nature of it. And without the flavors, I've already sent letters into FDA and all that stuff when they were talking about doing this a long time ago. And they asked you, would you have quit smoking if not for flavors? And I was like, no, probably not. And and then they kind of put it off to the side, and now here it is again talking about banning flavors, and it's just like you keep talking about it, and you're going to end up doing it. I know you are because you're the government, and you're a bunch of assholes, and it's the same thing all over again. It's like you just keep. This is why when they talk about having the government, like let the government take care of your Medicare, let the government, free healthcare for all. Well, the government will run it, and blah blah blah. It's like I don't trust you to do it. Because you always think you know what's right, and then all you do is fuck everything up.
And take the money and run.
Exactly. It's like you don't do anything correctly. You don't just let us do our thing. We've come accustomed to it. We've got it under control. But, we find something that's better for us, like, marijuana versus alcohol. Find something that's better, and because you haven't made money off of it yet, you got to ban it until the pharmaceutical companies figure out how they can bring it to market and sell it to you at whatever price they want.
Right.
And have the insurances pay for it. Then they'll legalize it because it's going through the pharmaceutical companies. That's the same thing with opiates.
And then they're making money.
Everybody's
opiates. Making money. Everybody's happy.
Opium and heroin is illegal, but Vicodin and oxycodone isn't. Because it goes through the pharmaceutical companies. They can put it in pill form and they can sell it to you at whatever cost they want. You know what I mean?
And now we have a huge opioid epidemic. We're just like, oh my God, we got to ban this. We got to arrest these fucking pharmaceutical companies. And everybody's like, yay, you're getting rid of these legal drug dealers. And I'm like, dude, this is what the FDA does. They say, okay, this is cool until it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They try to push it. They push it as far as they can, and they're just like, this is causing kind of an issue. We have like,
and then
a couple 100,000 deaths from this
down.
and overdoses. They're like, well, we don't want to ban that. Let's just call it an epidemic. We'll find a new alternative drug, and we'll sell these people on that.
Let's
instead.
say we're cracking down on opioid use, but then we're going to try to blame the pharmaceutical companies this time because this is where it really comes from, which is true. So now we're going to make it look like we're on the side of the people, and we're going to start banning this and putting stricter regulations. But over here, we're going to totally ignore this problem.
Yeah. I know. It's just...
Yeah.
It's with the worst part is that it's
we're not going to give any
maddening.
solutions, but...
It's so frustrating. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, the FDA never gives any fucking solutions. They take away, but they're like, no, we're not going to explore these alternative solutions that could really potentially be beneficial because there's a lot of, well, let's face it, there's a lot of, what's the kind of anecdotal evidence to support it, from different testimonials. Who knows how valid it is. But they're like, nah, we're not even going to try it. Let's keep it illegal. It doesn't benefit anybody. Nobody's making money.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like I said, man, it's just maddening, and there's nothing else you can do about it. It's just like you just got to let it's fucked up because you just want to tell the government to just, shove it up their ass, but they won't. They're just going to keep coming until because, the powers that be have the money to buy these fucking pieces of shit off. So, and we don't. So, but anyways, to kind of bring the mood back up, I have some, to end the show out, we're going to do 2 of these funny Amazon reviews. And so I have 2 of them that I want to read for you guys. One of them being for this pure brown seaweed extract from Medifilan, apparently. It says, this guy says, amazing. I give this to my cat and it cured him of autism. Also, since eating this product with a meal 3 times a day, no more house ghosts. So it's just
house ghosts.
It's funny because it's just the most random shit ever. So this last one is Vape for Men hair removal gel cream.
Oh no.
Yep. This one says makes my farts sound louder. The hair must have acted as an interlocking silencer. I give this a big thumbs up, 5 out of 5. And that reminded me of your little Nair story. So I wonder, did you write that?
No, that was not. No, that was not me.
I was like, I could have swore you did Nair on the old crack.
It was Nair. It was Nair. Yeah. And the Eye of the Thousand Wrinkles.
It wasn't super awesome. It was pretty funny though.
No, I didn't give a shit about how my farts sounded.
You just wanted to get it off.
I just wanted it to end.
I think it says right on the bottle not to do what you did.
Yeah, it's like don't put near mucous membranes. Who knew the anus was a mucous membrane? That's
if you
one of
only
those,
had YouTube at the time.
Ooh, that's a gross sentence.
What?
Mucous membrane.
Oh, I thought you said.
That's like
you were going to say
moist.
like, who knew your butthole's a mucous membrane?
Who knew?
Who knew? All right, guys. Well, I think that's it for this episode. We'll be back next week. So thank you guys so much for listening. Follow us on Instagram at Pull It Back Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Pull It Back 1. And thank you guys for listening to our fart, poop, and burp jokes. And we'll catch you guys.
We're
on the next
back.
one.
We're back. We're back. Love you guys.
We're back. It'll be weekly now. We're going to drop these episodes on Wednesdays. So just be prepared. Clear out your Wednesdays. Clear out your Wednesdays. Take the day off. Do what you got to do in order to listen to the podcast. But again, thank you guys for listening. Talk to you guys next week.